live. Welcome back to Investing with Confidence on this beautiful day. I love these days. Nice and sunny half the day, cloudy half the day. But you know what? You can't go wrong when the wind is blowing. But you know what? We're talking about the markets here, not the weather.
Let's not talk about the
This
wind.
is not the weather show. Although trading and investing is almost like weather. It's odds and probabilities, right?
Mm-hmm. If we go through different seasons, different cycles, just like the weather.
You're exactly right. But if you happen to miss tickets for this investing class right here in Bloomington, we do these on the weekdays, also on the weekends. Just call 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets. You're going to receive a financial quick start kit when you get set up. That'll help you get started right away. Or you can just text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, you'll get a text back right away. It's going to be a link in there with our registration page. And when you do that, you're also going to get a preview of what to expect in this investing class. Al teaches a lot of these. I actually taught one yesterday. And so we talk about how the financial markets work, different techniques and strategies to use the market. But most importantly, I think, in my opinion, is a step-by-step strategy to make smarter investing decisions. So, Al, it's all about smarter investing decisions, especially when people are looking for extra income. The institutions always create income in the markets. I mean, we talk about in these investing classes year after year after year, and partially because they have multi-directional strategies. Mm-hmm. Even people that are just trading just buy a stock. Well, there's other opportunities that are out there with different assets, using leverage. I mean, a lot of our listeners probably work during the day. There's markets that are open all day long, including with the cryptocurrency market, which we'll probably talk about a little bit here. But how do you help a lot of people at the Academy that are, somewhat brand new to the market, maybe not sure where to start, how to get in the markets, but they want to have the opportunity to generate income. And it's all about that potential. So you help people at least get started and down the right track to make smart trading decisions. So in your opinion, what do you think is some of the most important things to do just to get started if you want income potential with the markets?
Well, regardless of whether you want income potential or you're looking at maybe protecting a large retirement portfolio or you just want to build one or a combination of those, you mentioned a step-by-step process.
Yeah.
The important thing and the great thing for our students at Online Trading Academy is that we have a process that is really, it simplifies things by having you follow a number of steps, those steps based on rules. So if we want to make this as much take the thinking, the emotional part of it, the brain, the gut out of your decision-making process, just follow a set of rules, a step-by-step process that gets you to the point where it basically is going to tell you whether this is a good quality trade or it will tell you if it's not one. And it doesn't make any difference whether you're looking at this for income or for wealth. And the difference there is really in basically it's a time. If you're looking for income, if you're looking for short-term extra cash, you can't wait 30 or 40 years to access that cash.
And you're
if you
talking
need it
about
today.
when most people have a buy and hold strategy,
right?
right?
And this is the thing. Most advisors out there have a one-size-fits-all strategy, and it's a strategy where a portfolio is put together, and you are told, just hold on. Don't worry about these pullbacks in the market. Just hold on. You're in this for the long term.
Course.
Stay the course.
I love that one.
Yeah, and what we would rather have our students do is have the opportunity to participate and profit in an up market and a down market and a sideways market. Basically, a buy and hold strategy keeps you out of the market keeps you in the market when it is going down and you should be profiting, but you're losing. And same thing in a sideways market. So basically, buy and hold will only benefit you, give you the opportunity to benefit in an up market. We think that being able to participate in 3 out of 3 directions instead of 1 is great.
Yeah, to clarify a little bit, though, I mean, you're not going to always get the tops and the bottoms. But if you have a strategy like what Al is talking about that has strict rules with it, and by the way, I want to address the elephant in the room. Nobody likes rules. But they're simple steps to follow. Yeah. It's a step, kind of like a recipe. It's a step-by-step process to make your investing decisions much simpler. So when you're talking about these investment decisions, you do that with more confidence too.
Well, and that's the goal, and that's the name of our radio show is Investing with Confidence, because you have to have confidence if you're going to be able to do this and make proper investing decisions. The way you develop or create that confidence is to be able to use something. First of all, you understand how the markets work, who really controls the price. You understand what the opportunities are, how to use them, when to use them, why you use them, which opportunities, which assets and strategies are best for you and for your goals. And if your goal is short term, if you're looking for cash right now, then how do you have a long-term portfolio that you have to hold on to for 10 or 20 years and be able to use that money now? I was talking earlier with you, Josh, about some repair work I'm having done on my house.
Yeah.
Some major repair work. And every time I get a phone call, it becomes more major. And I know that at some point in time, probably in the next few weeks or the next month, the contractor is going to come to me with the bill and say, this is your bill. How would you like to pay for it? I can't tell him, look, I have this long-term portfolio. You come back in 20 or 30 years and I will pay you that.
You mean it doesn't work that way?
It's not, unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. So how do you do that? Why is there a different way of approaching the markets for short-term? Just because you have to get into and out of something on a short-term time frame to be able to have that cash to use now. There are assets that are specific for that. The leveraged assets, which is a great benefit to you, because it allows you to use smaller amounts of money to invest in longer term or larger investments, but also they're short term in their duration. So that's where you identify and utilize your assets to create short term cash positions.
Yeah, that's the great thing that what Al is talking about here is it's really opportunity. And a lot of our listeners probably have been missing out on these opportunities for probably their whole life. I mean, I was actually talking with a family member just recently, and they were talking about, I really want to get started trading. I want to, I want you to, teach me the new concepts and the techniques that I just don't know about. And I said, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do it next week instead.
Yeah, sure.
And that's what a lot of people do. They just wait until their ducks are in their row. They do nothing. That's kind of like the head in the sand approach, and then nothing changes, right?
Right.
If you want to do things differently, you have to do different things. You can't continue to do the same thing over and over with, Netflix and chill, watching TV, stuff like that. I mean, you can't sit there and do that all the time. But there is times and places for that. But that's why you need a strategy that has a step-by-step approach to it. And that way, because a lot of people say, I don't want to be glued to my computer screen all day long. Well, you should not be glued to your computer screen. That's kind of the movies kind of show that, and it's kind of a thing of the past as well. That's why you do have that step-by-step process. The computer will actually execute the orders automatically for you. So you do your analysis, and you wait for price to come to you, and the computer does it automatically. Do you need to be at your computer to do that? No. It will do that for you. And that's what I think a lot of our listeners are looking for is a strategy that has steps in it and something to guide them through their decisions, but also execute the order for them. You don't have to be at your computer to do that. And I know you kind of give more examples, show that during these investing classes that you teach right here in Bloomington on, during the week, also on Saturdays. And these are classes where we've really taught thousands, just like you, our many strategies, which are designed to help you make better and smarter investing decisions. So text the word INVEST right now to the number 484848. When you do that, you're going to receive a financial quick start kit, and you got to register for this investing class right here in Bloomington. This financial quick start kit has different topics in there to actually help you get started right away. So in that text that we send you right back, there's going to be a link with our registration page. You just pick a date. We have several coming up in the next few weeks here. The great thing is it's kind of like the New Year's resolutions coming up. It's a great start of your 2020. You know what? Or start 2020. It's going to be 2022. I'm a couple years behind here, Al. But start now and prepare for your future. So just text the word INVEST to the number 484848. So, Al, with these, you were mentioning there's leverage to trade and invest. And I just kind of want to address that a little bit because some people think, well, leverage is bad. It's scary. Well, you know what? Everybody uses leverage in their everyday life.
Sure.
If anybody has a credit card, that's basically leverage. If anybody owns a home, you used leverage to purchase that home unless you paid cash for it.
Sure, that's a mortgage.
It's a mortgage. So you can do the same concept with trading and investing. I was actually teaching that class last night. I must have had a good time teaching that class because I keep talking about it. But we were talking about the leverage. And kind of it was a lot of eyes were opening like, wow, I can utilize in my investments smaller amounts of capital and control a much larger asset. And that's how you do that in the markets, because then you're more capital efficient. Talk about those assets. They're futures and Forex. And that's where in this topic we're talking about when people are looking for income potential. Those are really good for that. So explain what those are.
Yeah, things have changed so much over the years, Josh, and they've pretty much changed almost 100% in our favor as retail traders, as a public. And one is having access to assets other than just the stock market and the mutual fund market. And they happen to be the futures market, the options market, the foreign exchange market. And the great thing about those, there's a number of the great things about them, but one of the great things is that they have leverage. In other words, you can, like your mortgage in your house, you can put basically a small deposit down on a much larger investment and then gain the benefit of the movement of that much larger investment. Just like in your home, if you have let's say you have a $20,000 mortgage on a $200,000 house, the house goes up 10% in value. Well, that's basically just covering the cost of your mortgage. That's a $20,000 increase in the value. You can do the same thing in the markets using these leveraged assets. That's one of the challenges that people have in really getting the full potential out of the markets is they don't understand leverage, so they don't use it. Or worse yet, they don't understand leverage and they use it. Because as with most things in life, there's two sides to every story. There's the beneficial side and the non-beneficial side. What we do with our students is teach them how to eliminate the non-beneficial side. So if leverage goes in your favor, can it go against you? Sure.
But that's why you protect your positions. You know your entry points and where you're going to get out, even before you actually place that trade investment.
With any trade you do, before you enter it, you have to know several things. You have to know what price you're going to pay to get in. You have to know where you're going to get out if you're wrong and where you're going to get out if you're right. So in fact, here's kind of the process that we teach our students. Most people come in thinking, well, I want to be in the markets because I want to make a lot of money. That's not what we teach you. There's a process, a journey that people go through, and this is kind of the goal. Here's the order of importance in as far as what you want to achieve as an investor. Number one is not losing, and then number two is making some money, and then number three is making good money. You have to start with knowing how to not lose money. That's the most important thing. The other parts really become the easy part of trading and investing. So number one thing we teach our students is risk management. If you do that, you can participate in these leveraged assets, which provide great benefit for you. Two of them, futures and Forex, trade essentially 24 hours a day, so you have many opportunities to participate. There's some great benefits, and in these classes, we go over what the benefits are and why so many people choose these assets, and also why the institutions use them. They use them on a regular basis. Even Warren Buffett uses options and makes billions of dollars a year trading options.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I'm kind of listening here, and just as a listener here next to you, it sounds like you're poo-pooing stocks. But you know what? Stocks are actually very good.
Yeah.
But where they're at right now, they're at all-time highs. So think about that for a second. Are you buying right now at a wholesale price, or are you buying at a retail price? So he's not poo-pooing stocks. It's actually, they're a great wealth-building asset.
It's the best long-term asset, really, for building wealth.
But it's when do you buy into them? You want to buy in when they're low. Right now, they're very high. And just to address another thing as well is a lot of people like stocks because they are tangible. You feel like you own a company, which technically you really don't, but you can still do that with the futures market. It's a great market. Mm-hmm. You can trade the S&P 500 with the futures market, basically with a smaller amount of capital because you have that leverage, which gives you more capital efficiency. So you can trade the S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ. A lot of people like to trade oil.
Sure.
That's a tangible asset in
a way.
How
about
gold, silver?
How about these currencies?
Currencies, there you go.
How about interest rates?
We could go on.
We could go
or
on and on.
Lean hogs.
Oh, your favorite.
That's another commodity. So these opportunities that you may not take advantage of right now, they're going to be there right now. And those opportunities that you missed are gone. But now is the time to create a plan to have the opportunity for those potential, opportunities in the market. Mm-hmm. And these investing classes that Al teaches here in Bloomington guides you through what's happening in the markets, how they work, and how you might be able to use those in your investment strategy. And the first thing you have to do is find out what they are.
Yep.
Call 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets for this investing class. You can bring yourself and a friend. You're also going to receive a financial quick start kit just for getting set up. 952-814-4410, or just text the word invest to the number 484848. Coming up next, let's get into retirement here. We have a lot of listeners planning for retirement or maybe are retired, but they don't want to just have a strategy to just stay the course, quote unquote. Coming up next.